The shattered illusion. The winter sunlight filtered through the floor-to-ceiling windows of the Sinclair residence, casting long shadows across the meticulously arranged living room. Mara Sinclair stood near the window, her slender frame silhouetted against the soft December afternoon. Her fingers traced the delicate crystal vase filled with white orchids, a gift from her husband Derek for their 10th wedding anniversary. Everything in their home spoke of careful curation. Minimalist furniture in muted grays, artwork strategically placed, each item a testament to their seemingly perfect life. Mara, a renowned environmental researcher, had always believed in precision, both in her professional work and personal life. The soft hum of the kitchen's espresso machine broke the silence. Mara had prepared Derek's favorite holiday spread, hoping to reconnect after months of growing distance. Their conversations had become increasingly perfunctory, laden with professional updates, but devoid of genuine intimacy. As the clock approached 6 p.m., Mara heard the familiar sound of Derek's luxury sedan pulling into the driveway. Her heart raced with a mixture of anticipation and an inexplicable sense of unease. She smoothed her charcoal gray cashmere sweater and took a deep breath. The front door opened, and Derek entered, but he wasn't alone. Beside him stood a woman, visibly pregnant, her hand resting on her swollen belly. The woman's confident stride and designer maternity coat stood in sharp contrast to Mara's carefully composed demeanor. "Mara." Derek's voice was unnervingly calm. "This is Olivia Reese. She's expecting our child." The words hung in the air like shards of broken glass. Mara felt the ground beneath her feet shift, her meticulously constructed world crumbling in an instant. Olivia's eyes met hers, a mixture of defiance and something that almost resembled sympathy. "I can explain," Derek began, but Mara raised her hand, silencing him. The living room, once a sanctuary of shared memories, now felt like a cold, alien space. The white orchids seemed to mock her with their pristine beauty, a stark contrast to the chaos unfolding. Before Mara could respond, the television, which Derek had left on, suddenly caught her attention. A breaking news segment interrupted the quiet tension. "Breaking news," the anchor's voice cut through the room. "Major environmental scandal uncovered. Global corporation Horizon Technologies accused of massive ecological violations and systematic cover-ups." Derek's face drained of color. The name scrolling across the screen was his company, the very corporation he had led with such apparent integrity. Mara's professional world and personal betrayal collided in that moment. The researcher in her saw beyond the personal pain, recognizing a larger story of corporate deceit. "How long?" she asked quietly, her voice steady despite the storm of emotions. Derek stammered, "Mara, it's not. How long?" Each word was a calculated blade. Olivia shifted uncomfortably, her hand protectively over her belly. The perfect holiday scene had transformed into a battlefield of exposed truths. The television continued its revelations, detailing environmental violations that would shake the corporate world. Emails, documents, satellite imagery, all pointing to systematic environmental destruction orchestrated under Derek's leadership. Mara realized this was more than a personal betrayal. This was a professional violation that threatened ecosystems, communities, and the very research she had dedicated her life to protecting. As Derek and Olivia stood before her, Mara understood that her response would define not just her personal journey, but potentially impact global environmental accountability. The pristine living room had become a crime scene of personal and professional reckoning. Unraveling secrets. The days following Derek's revelation passed like a blur of controlled chaos. Mara moved through her professional life with a precision that masked the internal turmoil brewing beneath her calm exterior. Her colleagues at the Global Environmental Research Institute noticed a change, a sharpened focus that seemed to crackle with an intense, almost dangerous energy. Dr. Marcus Reven, the Institute's lead researcher and Mara's longtime mentor, watched her carefully. He recognized the transformation happening within her, from a meticulous scientist to a woman on the verge of a profound personal and professional crusade. The Horizon Technologies files. Mara said one morning, spreading a series of complex environmental impact reports across her office desk. They're more than just corporate misconduct. This is systematic environmental destruction. Her research team worked tirelessly, cross-referencing satellite imagery, geological surveys, and internal documents that had been anonymously leaked. Each layer they peeled back revealed a more disturbing picture of corporate greed and environmental negligence. The documents exposed a pattern of deliberate ecological violations across multiple continents: illegal deforestation in the Amazon, toxic waste dumping in fragile marine ecosystems, manipulation of environmental impact assessments. Derek's corporation had been at the center of it all. Olivia Reese, meanwhile, found herself in an increasingly precarious position. The pregnancy she had once believed would secure her future now felt like a liability. Derek's calls became less frequent, his promises more hollow as the legal and public relations storm intensified. At a critical research conference, Mara presented her findings. The auditorium fell silent as she methodically dismantled Horizon Technologies' facade of corporate responsibility. Satellite images showed the stark reality of destroyed ecosystems, financial records revealed millions spent on cover-ups, and internal communications exposed a culture of environmental exploitation. This isn't just about corporate misconduct. Mara's voice rang clear through the conference hall. This is about the systematic destruction of our planet's most vulnerable ecosystems. Dr. Revan watched with a mixture of pride and concern. He understood the personal cost of such a revelation. Mara was not just exposing a corporation, but confronting the man who had betrayed her most intimately. Back home, Mara's apartment had transformed into a war room of sorts. Walls covered with maps, timelines, and interconnected evidence of Horizon Technologies' global environmental crimes. Personal pain had evolved into a methodical pursuit of justice. An unexpected ally emerged in the form of Elena Rodriguez, an investigative journalist who had been tracking Horizon Technologies' environmental violations for years. Their collaboration brought a new dimension to the investigation, combining Mara's scientific rigor with Elena's investigative prowess. They thought they could hide behind corporate structures, Elena said one late evening, reviewing encrypted communications, but every system has its weakness. Olivia Reese made a desperate attempt to contact Mara, hoping to negotiate some form of protection or support. But Mara's response was calculated and cold, a single email directing Olivia to the legal team preparing the case against Horizon Technologies. The pregnancy, once a weapon of personal destruction, now seemed like a vulnerable point in a rapidly unraveling narrative. Olivia found herself caught between Derek's crumbling empire and the potential legal consequences of her involvement. As media attention grew, Derek went into seclusion. The once powerful executive now found himself isolated, his network of corporate allies quickly distancing themselves from the impending scandal. Mara understood that this was more than a personal vendetta. Each document, each piece of evidence was a step towards holding corporations accountable for their environmental crimes. The betrayal she had experienced personally had transformed into a broader mission of environmental justice. The story was no longer about a broken marriage or a corporate affair. It had become a powerful narrative of resilience, scientific integrity, and the relentless pursuit of truth. The breaking point. The legal battleground emerged as the next critical stage of Mara's journey. The courtroom became an arena where corporate secrets would be exposed and environmental accountability would be put on trial. Attorney Gloria Hartley, a renowned environmental litigation specialist, took on Mara's case with a razor-sharp focus. Her reputation for dismantling corporate defenses was legendary in legal circles. Together, they prepared a case that would not just target Derek and Horizon Technologies, but would send a message to global corporations about environmental responsibility. This isn't just about one company, Gloria explained during their strategy meetings. This is about establishing a precedent for corporate environmental accountability. The preliminary hearings revealed the depth of Horizon Technologies' systematic environmental violations. Leaked internal documents showed a calculated approach to circumventing environmental regulations, Emails revealed deliberate strategies to manipulate environmental impact assessments, bribe local officials, and hide the true extent of ecological damage. Olivia Reese found herself in an increasingly precarious position. The pregnancy she had once believed would secure her future now became a potential liability. Derek's promises of protection began to crumble as the legal net tightened around him. A surprising turn came when an internal whistleblower from Horizon Technologies reached out to Mara. Thomas Reynolds, a mid-level environmental compliance officer, had been secretly collecting evidence for years. His testimony would prove crucial in building the case. "I've watched this happen for too long," Thomas told Mara during a confidential meeting. His voice weighted with a mixture of guilt and determination. Someone needed to expose the truth. The media circus intensified. Global news networks picked up the story, transforming Mara from a personal betrayal victim to a symbol of environmental resistance. Her research institute supported her, recognizing the importance of the case beyond personal circumstances. Dr. Marcus Reven stood beside her during press conferences, his support a powerful statement of scientific integrity. Dr. Sinclair's work represents the highest standard of environmental research, he would state, effectively neutralizing any attempts to discredit her. Derek's legal team attempted multiple strategies to contain the damage. They tried character assassination, leaked stories questioning Mara's professional credibility, and attempted to negotiate private settlements. But Mara remained resolute. The turning point came during a critical court session. Mara presented a comprehensive digital map showing the extensive environmental damage caused by Horizon Technologies. Satellite imagery, geological surveys, and chemical analysis painted an undeniable picture of large-scale ecological destruction. Olivia, now visibly pregnant and increasingly isolated, made a desperate decision. Facing potential legal consequences and abandoned by Derek, she chose to cooperate with the investigation. Her insider information about corporate strategies became a crucial piece of evidence. "I never understood the full extent," Olivia testified, her voice trembling. "I was part of a system that prioritized profit over planetary health." The case expanded beyond a personal narrative of betrayal. It became a landmark environmental lawsuit that would potentially reshape corporate accountability for ecological crimes. Elena Rodriguez continued documenting every aspect of the investigation, ensuring public transparency. Her investigative pieces became a critical tool in maintaining public interest and pressure. As the legal proceedings intensified, Mara found an unexpected source of strength. The personal betrayal that had initially devastated her had transformed into a powerful mission of environmental justice. The courtroom became more than a legal venue. It was a battlefield where corporate secrets would be exposed, and the true cost of environmental exploitation would be revealed. Mara Sinclair was no longer just a wronged wife. She had become the voice for countless ecosystems and communities damaged by corporate greed. Redemption's path. The legal victory against Horizon Technologies marked a pivotal moment in Mara Sinclair's life. The court's landmark ruling not only dismantled Derek's corporate empire, but also established a precedent for environmental corporate accountability that would resonate globally. In the aftermath of the trial, Mara found herself at a crossroads. The intense legal battle and media scrutiny had transformed her. She was no longer the woman who had been silently betrayed, but a powerful voice for environmental justice. The Global Environmental Research Institute offered her a unique opportunity, a fully funded research project to develop sustainable restoration strategies for the ecosystems damaged by Horizon Technologies. It was more than a professional assignment. It was a chance to directly heal the wounds she had exposed during the trial. Dr. Marcus Reven played a crucial role in supporting her transition. "You've done more than expose a corporate crime," he told her during a strategy meeting. "You've opened a pathway for meaningful environmental restoration." The research project took Mara to some of the most critically damaged ecological zones. From the depleted rainforests of Brazil to the chemically contaminated coastal regions of Southeast Asia, she worked alongside local environmental teams, documenting and developing restoration strategies. Elena Rodriguez continued to document her journey, creating a powerful narrative that inspired global environmental activism. Her multimedia series, Restoration, Beyond the Courtroom, became a beacon of hope for environmental advocates worldwide. Olivia Reese's story took an unexpected turn. Facing the consequences of her previous actions, she chose a path of redemption. With the support of Mara's legal team, she became a key witness in ongoing investigations into corporate environmental crimes. Her testimony helped expose additional corporate environmental violations. The child she was carrying, once a symbol of betrayal, became a catalyst for her personal transformation. She enrolled in environmental law programs, determined to use her experience to prevent future ecological destructions. Thomas Reynolds, the whistleblower who had initially provided crucial evidence, found a new purpose working with Mara's research team. His insider knowledge proved invaluable in developing more robust environmental compliance strategies. Mara's personal life underwent a profound reconstruction. The betrayal that had once seemed devastating now appeared as a distant catalyst for her true calling. She found companionship in unexpected places, particularly with Rafael Morales, a local environmental activist she met during her restoration work in Brazil. Rafael understood her journey in a way few others could. A former corporate environmental consultant turned grassroots activist, he shared Mara's passion for ecological restoration. Their relationship grew from mutual respect and shared purpose rather than the traditional romantic narratives. The financial settlements from the Horizon Technologies lawsuit provided significant funding for environmental restoration projects. Mara established a foundation dedicated to supporting local communities affected by corporate environmental crimes. Her work began to receive international recognition. Scientific journals published her groundbreaking research on ecosystem recovery. TED Talks and international conferences invited her to share insights about corporate accountability and environmental justice. Dr. Reven watched her evolution with a mixture of pride and amazement. "You've turned personal pain into a global movement," he would often say, acknowledging the extraordinary journey from personal betrayal to environmental leadership. As the year concluded, Mara reflected on the transformative journey. The woman who had once stood devastated in her living room, betrayed and broken, had become a global environmental leader. Her story was no longer about personal loss, but about hope, restoration, and the incredible potential for transformation. The ecosystems she worked to restore mirrored her own personal journey, damaged, but capable of profound healing and renewal. To be continued.